D-Hall, and there is Tom Pelissero because Mike Garafolo, guys, he's a little busy this morning. He's been a little busy this week. I don't know if you know this, but let's show the beautiful picture here because, you know, he welcomed a new baby girl into the world, him and his awesome wife, Jess. That's right, our GMFB family grew by one more this week. She's our baby too now, Garafolo. Awesome. Vivian Frances Garafolo was born Monday, 6 pounds, 5 ounces. Cute as a button. We saw her before our show in our morning meeting. Jeezy popped on. Little Vivian was in her crib. She is so cute. She's got a lot of dark hair, and she is going to grow up to be a superstar, just like her dad and her mom. So we wish you guys all of the best. Mazel, mazel. It's a perfect way, really, to start our show here on a great note, sending out positive vibes into the world. Mike Robb, here we go. Let's take a look first at the AFC playoff picture. And as you can see here, Steelers, they remain on top, but for the first time all year, they have an L on their record. Okay, Chiefs also 11-1. Uh-oh, who's gonna get that bye? Bills and Titans round out the division leaders. Browns, Dolphins, and Colts currently hold the wild card spots, but it's such a close race, and 8 of the top teams in the AFC play each other this week, so things are going to move around a little bit. Over in the NFC, the Saints have clinched a playoff spot. They're the 1 seed, followed by the Packers, the Rams, who shellacked the Pats on Thursday night, and the Giants after upsetting the Seahawks last week. And those Seahawks, Bucks, and Vikings are your wild cards as of right now. So let's stretch it out, get a little loose here with the walkthrough as we preview this weekend's games. Starting with the Saints, visiting the Eagles, not exactly the quarterback matchup we all had hoped for at the beginning of the year. Taysom Hill looking for his 4th straight win going against rookie Jalen Hurts, who's making his first career start with Carson Wentz benched. Mike Robb, what are you expecting in this game?
Yeah, I'm looking at this game. I'm looking at the bubble linebackers or the stack linebackers, Demario Davis, Quan Alexander for the New Orleans Saints. They're going to be vitally important in trying to stop Jalen Hurts. Obviously, this is his first start. They're going to throw the ball downfield some, but they're obviously going to use his legs. That's what this Philadelphia offense needs. They need some excitement, a little bit of a spark, and I think Jalen Hurts can do that. Demario Davis, Quan Alexander, I'm telling you, they're going to be all over the place. They're the hit and share guys to run the quarterback down from inside out on those read options. They're going to be vitally important if the New Orleans Saints want to win.
One of the best linebacking groups in the entire league for sure. And yes, the Eagles definitely need a spark on the offense. They need like a fire on offense at this point. How about this? Chiefs at Dolphins, Kansas City's offense putting up over 30 a game against Miami's tough defense that's only allowing 18 points a pop. Both teams on hot streaks. The champs, they've won 7 straight. And the Dolphins, they've won 7 of 8. D-Hall, what are you thinking about here for this game?
You know what? I'm absolutely going to be looking at Tua Tagovailoa. I think it's no question who the better quarterback is in this matchup. It's Patrick Mahomes. But you just talked about this Miami Dolphins defense, and so they're going to keep Miami in this ball game. I want to see how Tua responds when things get tough and they're down. Does he force some throws down the football field? He's going to get the opportunity to watch a former MVP in Patrick Mahomes, and probably the guy who's going to win it this year again in Patrick Mahomes. So I'm looking forward to see how Tua responds going up against a great quarterback in Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, how can he keep up with Patrick Mahomes? And, of course, the Chiefs back in the building where they won it all this past season. So there's some good energy there for sure. Colts at Raiders. Now, this game, massive in the AFC. Colts are the 7 seed, but they still have a shot to obviously take the division title. The Raiders right now outside looking in at 8. Phillip Rivers, 18 career wins versus those Raiders, the most in NFL history. Derek Carr probably still shocked the Jets handed him the win with 5 seconds left last week. Thank you very much to the Jets. Tommy P, you're tracking a few injuries here in this game.
That's right, Colleen. The Colts are finally getting healthy. Quarterback Phillip Rivers, who we know has been dealing with turf toe, that thing looked gnarly a couple of weeks ago. I am told the toe looks a lot better. Rivers should be able just to push off a little bit more than he has been recently. Also, left tackle Anthony Costanzo, all indications are he should be good to go coming back from his knee injury. The Colts getting back some people on defense as well, which is big against a Raiders team that, of course, you got to stop Darren Waller. And you also got to stop a running game that went for 188 yards on these Colts last season.
a gnarly toe. That's exactly how you want to start your Saturday morning. Get your coffee and your orange juice and gnarly toes. All right. Finally, we got division leaders here. Steelers and the Bills. Pittsburgh trying to recalibrate at this point after the surprising loss to Washington Monday. The Bills playing good ball, winning 5 of their last 6, including a dominant win over the Niners last week. Kim Jones has more on the Sunday Night Showdown for us.
One of the players in Buffalo whose perspective I've always appreciated is safety Micah Hyde. With Josh Allen now completing 70% of his passes, I wondered what growth Hyde has seen in the quarterback. So I asked Micah.
Decision making. I feel like he's come a long way since he started playing in this league. Just decision making, throwing the football away. Obviously, every quarterback can always get better with that. Just like I can get better with any things that I do. So. I think it starts with decision making, but I think at the end of the day, what Josh brings to his football team is unique. His competitive nature. I take that over anything. And like you said, I've been on other teams and I've played a lot of quarterbacks in this league. Not all quarterbacks are like that. He when he has a bad game, he's not happy. He's not proud. He wants to go out there. He wants to do everything for this football team to give us the best chance to win. And I think that's why this separates him from other guys. He's just super competitive.
One thing about the Bills, the players in particular have very high goals. Hyde said that it's not about just the playoffs or getting to the Super Bowl. He added, "We talk about winning the Super Bowl, and we mean it." Big game Sunday night against the Steelers.
Huge game Sunday night against the Steelers. Thank you, Kim. Ooh, I love clinching scenario time. Here we go. Both the Bills and the Steelers can get it done tomorrow. Buffalo gets in with a win plus losses from, and make sure you write this down here, Ravens, Dolphins, and Raiders. But hey, it could happen for sure. Then we have the Steelers. They can lock up a playoff spot with a win or losses from either the Raiders, Dolphins, or Titans. Pittsburgh can also wrap up the AFC North with a win and a Browns loss. So let's get into this game here. Of course, top 5 in completion percentage, total yards, total touchdowns, Josh Allen is right now, but going up against this really, really tough Steelers defense that has just been playing so well all season long. D-Hall, how can Josh Allen at this point really spin this game in his favor?
Well, you know what? You just hit it on the head. Josh Allen has to complete some of these passes down the football field. When I saw the Pittsburgh Steelers the last couple of weeks, this secondary has been letting some balls kind of over their heads. You think about that Ravens game, completing that 70-yarder to Hollywood Brown. And then you see last week against the Washington football team, they couldn't even get Terry McLaurin going. He's their most dangerous receiver, yet they were still able to kind of dice up this defense. I played in this defense for Jim Haslett with Washington. And it puts a lot of pressure on some of those inside linebackers carrying some of these fast receivers down the seams and on crossing routes. So it's definitely a way for them to exploit that. Even though we say all of that, the Steelers have the 3rd-ranked total defense, 2nd in the passing game. And so Buffalo is definitely going to have their work cut out for them.
D-Hall, you heard Kim say there that Josh Allen's completing close to 70% of his passes. And one thing that can't be overlooked here is the way that the Bills are playing to Allen's strengths. One thing that he loves is when you spread it out. He can see the whole field. Well, in the 2018 and 2019 seasons, they ran exactly 4 snaps in each season out of 10 personnel, meaning 1 running back and 4 wide receivers. This year, 127 snaps out of that same personnel group. That is a higher percentage than anybody except for Arizona, which runs that wide-open offense with Cliff Kingsbury. It's a credit to Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator, for continuing to adapt to what Allen wants to do. And also a credit to general manager Brandon Beane, who got a well-earned contract extension recently for bringing in Stephon Diggs, who not only gave him an extra receiver to spread it out with, but Diggs is also a guy who I'm told has such a competitive nature every day in practice as well as in the games. It's actually taken Josh Allen's competitiveness to another level as well.
Yeah, Tommy, I got to follow up on that and say congratulations to one of the top GMs in the National Football League on getting this extension, and Brandon Beane, the general manager from the Buffalo Bills. You know, I'm president of the Bills Mafia, guys, so I got to throw shout-outs to all the people. I talked to the Bills website this past week, so I'm all over the place with the Bills. I love the Bills. And Tom, you're absolutely right. This team is going to go as Josh Allen goes, and he's been excellent this year. But I'm going to go to the other offense what Big Ben Roethlisberger has over there in Pittsburgh. And to me, they're throwing the ball all over the place. And I'm not used to seeing a Pittsburgh Steelers team that isn't good at running the football and playing that physical brand of football. Yes, James Conner has been hurt. But you look at short yardage situations, and I think that's what hurt the Pittsburgh Steelers last week with Washington. They tried to throw the ball on a 4th and 1 with the game tied 17-17. They didn't get it, and they ended up losing the game. At some point, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to continue to lose games if they don't get their situational football right. On the goal line, I think for the season, they're only scoring touchdowns at about an 80% clip. A couple of weeks ago, they scored touchdowns at goal-to-goal situations at only 25% clips. So at the end of the day, you can't win in this league without scoring touchdowns. So Pittsburgh Steelers offense, you have to get your short yardage and your goal line together, because if not, you'll have a short run in the playoffs.
Mike, Rob, I feel like I've been channeling the Steelers offense a little bit this week because first, I dropped salad dressing all over my white top before Thursday Night Football, and I had to turn it around, wear it backwards, cut the tag out. Then I dropped an entire glass of orange juice all over the kitchen floor. The glass shattered everywhere. It was a total mess, a massive pain to clean up. That's exactly what the Steelers have to do, though. They have to clean up these drops. 6 drops last week against Washington. I mean, that was a league high. 33 drops this season. They lead the league. In the past 7 games, it's been wild. 22 drops. No team has more than 16. And look, hopefully the return of James Conner and Maurkice Pouncey kind of helps take some pressure off of Ben, because they have not been balanced, as you said. They've just been throwing the ball, chucking it over and over again. Ben threw like more than 50 times the past 2 weeks. So they need to try and find some of that kind of balance again. And in terms of the drops, Mike Tomlin said, hey, they can catch the ball or they can get replaced by someone else who can. So separately, I would like to clean up my drops this week. So hopefully both of us can kind of get it together at this point and figure it all out.